All right, let's react to this clip.
Like, I just think that most men, the majority of men, are just so fucking boring. And they don't have any emotional depth. Like, nothing is going on, like, below that surface. They are so mundanely average and just boring. Yeah, just so boring. Like, speaking to most of them is just like speaking to a brick wall. There's no emotional depth going on there. And I think that's why women struggle in so many relationships with men, because women have so much depth and so much to feel and think and give. And I think that's why most women do struggle in relationships with men, full stop, because they find it hard to connect with most men, because most men just don't have any depth at all. And that's why most women will get more out of female friendships, relationships with other women, than they ever will do in friendships with men and romantic partnerships with men. Like, I just.
Surprisingly, I don't disagree. This is a thing where there are studies that have shown that women will get bored quicker uh, in long-term committed relationship than men would. Men are habitual creatures. Men are creatures of habit. They don't mind doing the same things over again. They don't mind living a simple life. Men don't mind living a simple habitual life. Men don't get bored as easy as women. This is something that I, I find I find this kind of hard, right? Or not? I don't know if I'll say hard, but this is something that it seems like we try not to understand each other, right? As men and women, why must men think and act like women? Men don't demand women to think and act like men. Just be a woman. Yet we desire, right? We so much desire, right? Men to think and act like women, be so emotionally, charged, so like be so emotionally deep. I mean, there are some men that are. There are some men that will be a deeper thinker, right? Have deeper conversations. There are, but again, are you attracted to those men? You're not. So everything a woman can say, it boils down to who you choose. Do you want a man to challenge you intellectually or do you not? Are you attracted to the men that would challenge you emotionally and intellectually? I don't think women are. I don't think women are. Because let's say if she goes for a man that is, you know, intellectually and emotionally challenging, she'll find it challenging. She'll find it hard to deal with. Because how men go about it will still be different than how women go about it. Because men that are challenging emotionally and intellectually, they will still be they will still have a more man way of doing it. They will be blunt. They will be direct. They will be forward. They will be not as agreeable, not as soft, not as sensitive as women would be. So at the end of the day, you still do you know how do you know what it's like to deal with a man that is equally as intellectually, emotionally challenging, but in how a man is. Now, I want to say this. I've said this, I'm developing this theory, and I've been saying this quite often. Women that the most dangerous emotion a woman can have is boredom. If a woman is bored, she will fuck up your life. She will fuck up your life. She will leave you, cheat on you, divorce you because she is bored. Because she is bored. This is the thing where you women will do whatever to satiate the boredom. This is, I mean, why do you think women go for the men that, like, let's say, what is it that guy, what is it? What is his name? He's always seen with like a whole bunch of women behind him. Dan Kasarian or something. Right? That man. I mean, I don't know if you guys seen it, but he sometimes on social media. A white guy with like a beard and stuff. Right? He travels the world. He's a wealthy man, and he always has dozens of women going around him. Oh, I'm pretty sure that women. He probably has an exciting life that women can enjoy. Now, you want to go with a man that's, I don't know, intellectually stimulating. Oh, there are plenty of men that are very you know, have high degrees and all that shit. I mean, like you could go for those men. You could be dating that man. But again, you're probably not attracted to said men. Let's uh let's break this down.
Think that most men, the majority of men, are just so fucking boring, and they don't have any emotional depth. Like, nothing is going on like below that surface. They are so mundanely average and
Like, do you not know most people are average? Most people are average. We're only having an influx of particularly women who want to live the above average lifestyle. Well, okay, great. But again, most people are average in pretty much every aspect. Find that above average man then.
just boring. Yeah, just so boring. Like, speaking to most of them is
And you know what? I want to say this, right? I have been on record, and saying that, I think women that are miserable, right? Miserable women, just really just annoying women, and women that are happily single, women that, you know, put down relationship with men, women that, see that it's not worth having a relationship with men, women that, you want to be, have more female friends. Cool. I support these women just being single, right? Being single, decenter. I was like, it's not sarcastic. I don't. I mean it 100%, wholeheartedly. Decenter men. Get out of the dating market. Stop dealing with men. Don't be friends with men. Don't date men. Don't interact with men. Don't do nothing with men. Right? Try to uh get as far away as interact with men as much as possible. Please do. I swear, I wish more women would do that. Truly do it, right? True decentering, where man, you, every man in your mind is invisible. Where you haven't even talked to a man in years. Right? You haven't, or you barely interacted with men in years, right? Yeah, you the only thing interaction you go, like you say hi and bye. Right? You don't even try your best not to interact with men. I I strongly support that. Because women like this is honestly, they are the piss in the dating pool. Women like this are the piss in the dating pool. All you do is complain about men when in actuality, it's the men you choose. Because women like this are not dating all men. They're dating the men that they're only interested in. They're dating the men that they're only attracted in. So really, you hate men while only going for the men that you chose to begin with. And yet, the men that you chose, you used those men, that small, select few men, to view all men through that lens. Stop dating.
just like speaking to a brick wall. There's no emotional depth going on there. And I think that's why women struggle in so many relationships with men, because women have so much depth and so much to feel and think and give. And I think that's why most women do struggle in relationships with men, full stop, because
I also want to say this. I don't believe men are I don't believe that men are stopping women from having friends. I don't believe that. Okay. I mean, like I've never heard maybe there are some really toxic men, but in general, I don't hear men saying, "Oh, I want to stop you from interacting with anyone. Don't have any friends at all." Hell, when I the when I had this girlfriend and I was like, all she did was like it's either be with me, go to school, go to work, or be on her video games. I said, no, go hang out with some girls. Go make some friends. Go have friendships because that's healthy for women. I believe yes, they're well way more social creatures than men are. Why do you put 100% responsibilities on men's shoulders? Have fucking friends. I don't believe I honestly don't believe men are stopping women from having female friends. Why put all the emotional labor on men? You are putting the emotional labor on men. Okay? You are creating the emotional labor. No man is, at least I don't believe, right? That's I'm just basing off what I believe. There's no studies, no nothing. That's what I believe. There's no man that's telling you, "Oh, don't have female friends." Go if you want to, you want to, you know, let off some steam, like get your emotional whatever conversations out. Well, go have some female friends. Well, it's like this is another problem that I think a lot of women exemplify. They want that one man they chose to compensate for everything, right? Anything that she has, right? Anything feeling she has, he has to be her hairstylist, her manicurist, her lawyer, her tax accountant. I don't know, her fucking her policeman. Her it's like she has to encompass everything for her. I don't I believe men and women, we shouldn't be doing that to each other. That is absolutely ridiculous. You shouldn't be putting so much responsibility on someone else's shoulder. They shouldn't be your everything. Now, if they are, great, but they shouldn't be. It shouldn't be an automatic thing. No one person should be your everything. If they are, right? If this one person is your best friend, your husband, the father of your child, he's like your, your lawyer, your accountant, your everything. Great, you won the lottery. The lottery you won. But if he isn't, if she isn't, not the end all to be all. Have some other friends. Have some other outlets. Don't put 100% responsibility of everything on one person.
They find it hard to connect with most men because most men just don't have any depth at all, you know? And that's why most women will get more out of female friendships, relationships with other women, than they ever will do in friendships with men and romantic partnerships with men. Like, I
One, no man is forcing women to be friends with him. I don't believe so. I believe women actually more often seek out male friendships than men seek out female friendships. So, okay, you want to complain that, having male friendship ain't that great. Well, who's the one trying to get male friendships? It ain't men. And fine, you also complaining about, the whole, you won't get much out of relationships with men. Cool. Wow, I also think it's funny that lesbians have the highest rate of divorce, the highest rate of domestic violence. Okay, it doesn't seem like doesn't seem like women relationships are all that great either. But again, I wish more women like this just stop dealing with men. I really wish that. I honestly wish that, you know what? Same thing with like any men that truly hate women, just stop dealing with women. Stop dealing with women. If you hate women that badly, stop dealing with them. If you only see if you can only see that women aren't good, women aren't then just stop dealing with them. I've said this before where I've come to realize that, you know what? Because I do know some good women out there, and I know that the internet is not as far from reality. So I don't necessarily. I've been trying more and more, or I've at least I've made it known, right? Made it known that I see internet women a bit different than real life women. Okay, I've made it known. I've at least put it on record where I've said it at least once. Now to say it all the time is just I don't feel like it, but I at least known that in my mind, yes, I agree. Now, a woman like this, she's not distinguishing that. So she's off bat just saying men. While, you know, I feel like if you have this mindset where you don't see you see no distinction and you just clump the majority of people together, then okay, stop dealing with them. Just stop dealing with them. To be honest, you have the mentality that it's not healthy anyway. So you are better off by yourself. So I wish the best for people with these mentalities should just be by themselves, right? I mean, like if you're happy on your own, you're better off on your own. I've said it. I honestly don't understand why people that could honestly say I'm happily single, but yet wants to change that. It doesn't make sense. Then you are dishonest to yourself. You are dishonest to yourself. Because if you can honestly say I'm happily single, why would anyone think that it's logical to change that happiness? Why? Because here's the thing, right? Because if you are happily single, and you should know that, oh, would you be happier in a relationship? That means you're not that happy by yourself. You rather be in a relationship because you would be happier in a relationship. So it's kind of like, what? It's kind of counteracting that. Plus, you got to think that it is the dishonest thing. I think women that say that if they are trying to still interact with men, dealing with men, then you weren't really happy. You were just lying to yourself. You're dishonest to yourself. Okay, so if you are truly, truly happy single, stay single. I support that.